again!
Hello everyone, this is the Welsh King 97 bringing you a top 10 countdown video. Today's video is going to be a list of my top 10 favourite Pokemon. So without further ado, let's start the countdown. Please just remember that this is a list of only my opinion, so I may not agree with you, but please do not have a go at me either. Okay.
Number 10.
Cloyster.
Cloyster has only been a favourite of mine within the past year. At first I never thought much of this spiky guy, but he started to grow on me, especially with his very impressive base defense stat of 180. If used correctly, Cloyster can make a very annoying wall. However, Cloyster can be defeated far too easily by special attacks as it has a severely low special defense stat. But stats aside, just look at him. He's an oyster that can kick some serious butt. Number 9. Swampert. So I heard you like mudkips and their big sibling. Ah, Swampert, how special you are to me. My first ever starter in any Pokemon game, as I started in Gen 3. This Pokemon is my favourite Pokemon of that era. Its stats are great with a fairly balanced lineup except for a substandard speed. But with decent defenses and SP attack, and great attack and HP, you can use Swampert any way you like, as this critter is pretty flexible. And the amphibious mudfish design is an absolute hit. Number 8. Dialga. Ah, Generation 4, the many joys you brought us. It was the time of Diamond and Pearl that I had taken a hiatus on Pokemon, but after seeing this Pokemon on the front cover of Pokemon Diamond, surely enough I fell in love with the design. And it was what compelled me to return to playing Pokemon. It was the Pokemon that compelled me also to use Dragon types for the first time, which I still use to this very day. My personal reasons aside, the stats on it again are like Swampert are fairly balanced, only with an exceptional base stat of 150 for the special attack. Dialga is also the first ever legendary I caught, as I never caught Rayquaza in Gen 3, but that's a totally different story for a totally different time. Number 7. Another Gen 4 legendary, I hear you cry? Well, yeah, after all, Gen 4 is one of my favourites for the Pokemon they introduced. But it's pink, I hear you cry. Shut up, I don't actually care if it's pink. Because look at it, it's got spectacular design and spectacular stats. With its fantastic HP, defense, and special defense, Cresselia is one of the ultimate walls. Very few things can cripple it if used correctly. And it's here on my list again for personal reasons. Back in Diamond, I chased its mother endlessly and enjoyed the battles I had with it, even though at the end I killed it. But I'm not too concerned as I have got myself a brand new one in Black too. Number 6. Excadrill. Oh boy, where do I start with this guy? Aside from having an insane design and a freakishly awesome cry to add on to it, Excadrill has a great move pool and an extremely overpowered speed stat, especially in a sandstorm, and a fantastic attack stat. But this comes at a price. Excadrill's horrific defense means it can't survive almost anything super effective whatsoever. So much so that if you want to keep this an assassin of a sweeper alive, you're going to have to protect it with your life, usually meaning a focus sash or an air balloon. But all of these force disappear when you look at this Pokemon and realise how awesome it is. Number 5. Crobat. Alas, we are now in the big ones in my list. King of the Premier 5 is Crobat, a Pokemon I have done nothing but adore ever since Gen 4. Poetry aside, I mean look at it, it's on every evil team's roster, from grunts to bosses. Just because of how it looks and that piercing cry that screams evil. But this fella has a massive move pool, wonderfully balanced stats, and his speed, don't even start me on it. He was the speed king before Excadrill burrowed out of his cave. Crobat, you just love driving everyone batty. Get it? Batty? No? Okay, my humor is wasted on you guys. Number 4. Scissor. I have loved this guy since he first appeared in Gen 2. When I first saw him on my cousin's Pokemon Gold, I fell in love with the design. With a great move pool and a wonderful ability, this guy is the definition of cool Pokemon. The thing I love to do with my Scissor is spam Bullet Punch. The fact of the stab, technician ability, and a steel gem or two can cause some serious damage. When you see Scissor, you know he means business. And look at those pincers. You just know, like a real pair of scissors, this guy will cut you up. No? Seriously? Okay, I give up on comedy then. Number 3. Darkrai. Ah, Darkrai, how I love you. Aside from its hauntingly good design and its unique special ability of bad dreams, have this with a dark void nightmare and a few dream eaters, and you'll be sweet. Once again, its stats are evenly balanced with a favourable 135 special attack base stat and a 125 speed base stat. This guy is perfect for putting teams to sleep quickly with extreme side effects. Plus, this guy was a regular occurrence on my team in Gen 4, and how it was portrayed in the film Pokémon The Rise of Darkrai was so emotional and spectacular overall. Darkrai, it always will be my favourite legendary Pokémon ever. Number 2! Salamence. Surprised that this guy who's always on every single team I have is only made it into number 1? Well, he should be. This guy, like Cloyster, has won me many battles in the past and still continues to amaze me. But there was something more amazing than it that made it to number 1. But overall, Salamance's design just screams, don't mess with me, man. And its insane 135 base attack stat combined with a devastating Moxie ability can cause it to be one hell of a sweeper. With its other stats fairly randomized, it can't serve too many other purposes than sweeping. It is officially the Pokemon I use the most, and my favorite dragon type ever. Number 1! Empoleon. You're probably sat there thinking, what? Why is this guy higher than any of the powerful monsters you've listed? Well, I have many reasons why I love this big guy. For starters, his design is one of the coolest the Pokemon has ever given us. He has fairly decent stats. His SP attack is something that shouldn't be overlooked, with a base stat of 111. It's a modest threat to any Pokemon. However, while it has every stats and everything else, it has appalling speed, meaning that faster electric cups can get rid of this guy way too easily. Ground types are also of use against it, which isn't that great. But all that aside, Empoleon is here because it was not only my first Gen 4 starter I ever obtained, but my first Pokemon I raised to level 100, and my longest used Pokemon overall. I don't care how bad this guy could be to use. I use it and love it for its personal value to me more than anything else.
Thanks for watching today's video. As always, I do hope you enjoyed watching it and you'll be back to watch more in the future. So please give a like, leave a comment and maybe even subscribe. If you do subscribe, I will subscribe back. If you do want to keep up with me on the latest info, you can find me on Pokebay, Cerebi, Poke Community, Bulba Garden and Smogon. I'm also available on Google+, Instagram and Tumblr. So once again, thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon.